Gene mutation is a changes sequence of your DNA, gives you your cells and information they need to perform their informations and functions. If part of your DNA sequence is in the wrong place, isn't complete, it or is damaged, you might be experience symptoms or genetic conditions.
When do genetic mutation happen? Mitosis, the process of making new cells for your body. During mitosis, your genes instruct your cells to split into two by making a copy of your own chromosomes. The second is meiosis, the process of making egg and sperm cells for the next generation. During meiosis, chromosomes copy themselves with half the amount of chromosomes as the original from 46 to 32. That how you're able to get your genetic materials equally from each parent.
What causes genetic conditions? Our human body is an amazing machine made up of trillions of cells. Inside each of those cells is a nucleus, and within that nucleus are chromosomes that contain strands of DNA, composed of organic molecules called nucleotide bases. Genes are segments of DNA that provide the instructions for the body to produce needed proteins. Proteins are responsible for many processes in the human body, including tissue repair and blood clotting. Did you know that there are approximately 20,000 genes that are known to produce different proteins? A mutation in just a single gene can result in defective proteins being produced or a complete lack of production of a needed protein. Mutations are most often passed down from biological parents. However, some may occur spontaneously. While some mutations are harmless, others can result in a genetic condition. Mutations can take the form of a change in a single nucleotide base at the DNA level and can also occur as a repeated DNA sequence. Mutations at the larger chromosomal level can happen in the form of added DNA where it doesn't belong, or missing DNA, which will affect multiple genes within the region. Any of these mutations can be passed down from generation to generation. Some examples of genetic conditions include cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, and hemophilia. Gene therapy research hopes to address specific mutations in an individual's genetic instructions, allowing the body to produce the proteins it needs. It's important to remember that for some genetic diseases, gene therapy is in ongoing clinical trials to determine the potential benefits and risks of treatment. For more information and informational videos about the science behind the ongoing research in gene therapy, please.
The goal of mitosis is to create two identical cells from the original, the same exact DNA, and all the same organelles in each daughter cell. First, the cell has to duplicate its genetic materials, and then those copies separate into two new nuclei. The goal of meiosis is to make 4 different cells with half the number of chromosomes. In meiosis, things start the same way. A cell has to duplicate its chromosomes, but from here, there are some differences. During prophase, the homologous pairs swap sections of their chromosomes, creating more variation in the genes. The homologous pairs split up in the first division. But in the second division, the chromatids separate into single chromosomes. This gives 4 totally different cells with half the normal number of chromosomes. But why would we want any cells with half the number of chromosomes? Sex! Oh, sure, now you're paying attention. But seriously, in order for the sperm of the father and the egg from the mother to make a normal baby, they each have to contribute half of the chromosomes. The sperm and the egg are haploid, which means they have half the normal amount of chromosomes. To show the haploid number, we write the letter N. In the case of humans, the sperm has 23 chromosomes and the egg has 23 chromosomes. And when they come together, they create a zygote with 46 chromosomes. This is 2N because N plus N is 2N. The new zygote is diploid. It has the normal amount of chromosomes. Different animals and plants will have different diploid numbers for their species. For example, fruit flies have 8 chromosomes, dogs have 78, and lilies have 24. All of the somatic cells in your body are diploid. Somatic cells are all the cells in your body except the sex cells or gametes. Those are haploid. The only sex cells are sperm and egg. Males make sperm in the testes, and females make the eggs in the ovaries. Males make sperm continually from puberty, but females are born with all of their eggs in the ovaries and only begin to release the eggs after puberty. It's a kind of a strange thought to realize that half of your DNA was around in your mother for years and years and years before that egg was finally released, fertilized, and became you. It's pretty amazing.